Welcome to the Elephant and Donkey Show, where we have a Republican and a Democrat discuss the latest news and events. Today's topic is President Biden's announcement that he will send M1 Abrams tanks to Ukraine.
So, I think it's great that President Biden is taking a strong stance on Ukraine and showing our allies that we are willing to support them. The M1 Abrams tank is a powerful weapon, and it sends a clear message to Russia that we will not tolerate any aggression towards Ukraine.
I disagree. I think this move is a mistake. Sending tanks to Ukraine is not the best way to solve the conflict there. It's a dangerous escalation, and it could lead to more violence. Additionally, it's my understanding that these tanks are not even needed by Ukraine, and that they don't have the infrastructure.
I disagree with that assessment. The M1 Abrams tanks are a symbol of our commitment to Ukraine and will serve as a deterrent to Russian aggression. And as for the infrastructure, I believe that Ukraine has been making efforts to improve their military capabilities, and this will only serve to strengthen.
I don't think we need to focus on diplomatic efforts rather than military ones. Sending tanks is not going to solve the underlying issues in Ukraine, and it's not going to improve the relationship between the US and Russia. We should be working with our European allies to find a peaceful solution.
I understand your concerns, but sometimes a show of force is necessary. Diplomatic efforts alone have not been enough to deter Russia in the past, and I believe that this move will send a strong message.
I think we need to be careful about how we approach this situation. Sending tanks could make things worse and lead to more violence. We need to be cautious and consider all options before making any decisions.
I agree that we need to be cautious, but we also need to be firm in our stance. The M1 Abrams tanks are a powerful weapon, and they will show Russia that we will not tolerate any aggression towards Ukraine.
I think it's important to note that the decision to send tanks to Ukraine was not made in a vacuum. They came after weeks of tense bacchanal negotiations with the Chancellor of Germany and other European leaders. These leaders insisted that the only way to unlock a flow of heavy European arms was for.
I see your point, but I still believe that this move is necessary. The situation in Ukraine is dire, and we need to take strong action to protect our allies and deter Russian aggression.
I understand that, but I think we should also consider the potential consequences of this decision. Sending tanks could lead to a dangerous escalation of the conflict and could potentially lead to more violence.
I understand your concerns, but I also think it's important to consider the long-term ramifications of not taking action. If we don't show our support for Ukraine and stand up to Russia, it could lead to more aggression in the future.
I think it's important to consider all options and weigh the potential risks and benefits before making a decision. Sending tanks is not the only way to show our support for Ukraine, and I believe that there are other options that should be considered.
I agree that all options should be considered, but I also believe that we need to take strong action in order to protect our interests and those of our allies. The M1 Abrams tanks are a powerful symbol of our commitment and will serve as a deterrent to Russian aggression.
I think it's important to remember that the situation in Ukraine is complex, and there is no easy solution. We need to work closely with our European allies and consider all options before making any decisions.
And that's all we have time for today. Thank you for tuning into the Elephant and Donkey Show, where we have a Republican and a Democrat discuss the latest news and events. Join us next time as we continue to bring you the latest information and opinions on the important issues of our time.